Flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. You'll now listen to the mind of an Terry Smil, Flight boss, the Archangel Uriel, and Dolo here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, we're going to talk about how to know what element you're around. When you're dealing with people, places, and things, how to know, because you know, places, like they got the vocation chart and all that, whatever, places carry certain frequency vibrations. Things carry certain frequency vibrations. People carry certain frequency vibrations. The things you watch carries certain frequency vibrations. Now these consist of certain elements and element structures. So everybody is a mixture of certain element structures. But right now we're just gonna do this based upon the sun sign because this is like an easy trick, an easy way to understanding something. So yeah, the sun and the ascendant is going to be most important in this video because the moon, you truly not going to know someone's moon. You truly not going to know who someone is, who they really are, how they truly react to things. You may get a sense if you consciously aware, and you know what I'm saying, you went to astrology, you can get a sense out of who someone is because the moon always motivates the sun and the ascendant. You know what I'm saying? The moon is the support system. You know what I'm saying? For an example, say you have a air moon and you have a water sun. You see what I'm saying? So the air moon, the air represents thinking, communicating, and analyzing, right? So it's going to motivate the sun. So the sun is water. Water, your actions and the way you act and what you're consciously aware of is dealing with the emotions and feelings in some type of way. So you feel comfortable with, you feel more comfortable with and who you are, you feel comfortable with thinking, communicating, and analyzing. And the way you do that is through your sun or your ascendant, but mainly your sun. You do that in an emotional way, in a way that's dealing with your feelings. You see what I'm saying? So the moon, you have to know, you have to be in someone's home, experience time with them, experience the things that they're experiencing, make yourself a part of them, become a friend before you genuinely know a person's moon. But if you into astrology and consciously aware a little bit, you can pick up on someone's moon based upon what a person is motivated to do. So you can see a person's actions and what you're consciously aware of what they're doing based upon their sun and their ascendant. But what they're actually doing is going to consist of their moon sign. So you see what I'm saying? So if you there, you can kind of sense, but you know the common person ain't. So I'm giving the common person and just anybody regular tricks because you know the sun is your actions, the way you act and what you're consciously aware of. The ascendant is how it's dressed up, how it's personalized, how it's personally doing these actions and things of that nature. Because we all know how the ascendant sit on the part of the chart where it's the rising, right? So it's the sun still. It's the sun. It's how the sun appear to be. So it's how the sun look. When the sun rises, you see how the sun looks. You see how the sun appear to be. Appearance. You see what I'm saying? You see what it appear to be. But the sun actions, you have to see how it acts. You have to see its travels and and how it sees things and how it acts is your actual sun sign. So this is how you decipher it. You know, you see what I'm saying? And the sun actually shows the moon. It makes people consciously aware of what's going on with the moon, but filtered through the actions of the sun. You know what I'm saying? For an example, I'm a Sag. Well, we ain't gonna get into all that. But look, let's talk about how to know. Now it's important to know the elements as far as air, earth, water, fire, because and then ether, that's gas. That's a form of gas. You know what I'm saying? This is where fire, water, earth, and air is derived from. And you know, it's important to know the elements. So let's break them. Let's run them down real fast. When you want to talk about fire, fire represents. Now we have the fillers and we have the thinkers. Now the right brain deals with the totality of the internal realm, the yin realm, the feeling and the emotions and the vibrational realm, the realm you can't see. You see what I'm saying? Before it comes into existence. The left brain and it's round and it's female. The left brain represents square and it's male, so it's everything you can logically see. It's the yang. It's what you're consciously aware of. It makes squares and shapes out of the roundness of the right brain. So, because it try to logically understand the illogical portion of the world. You see what I'm saying? So, the left brain is the logic, what we can logically see, rationalize, and things of that nature. So you have a right brain and a left brain. Now, when we talk about the elements, now as far as they correlate, you have the yin and the yang signs, right? The yin is the water and the earth. The yang represents the fire and the air. So we know yin goes within, because yin is the internal realm. And we know the yang goes without. It expressed on an external realm in the yang, right? So it's a yin and yang in everything. So when we talk about the right and left brain, we know as a totality, the right brain is the yin. As a totality, the left brain is the yang. The irrational, roundness, the logical, you know what I'm saying? So it's a yin and yang. So when we talk about the right brain has a yin and yang. The right brain yang will be fire, and the right brain yin will be water. The left brain yang will be air. The left brain yin will be earth. So now you can kind of understand how these two correlate. So you got the thinkers, which is air and earth, left brain, and you have the fillers, which is fire and water, and the right brain. So when we say the yang of the right brain is gonna take the inside yin realm and express it in the yang realm, right? And then the yin on the right brain, which is water, is gonna be in the yin realm and soak in the yin realm, which is the emotions. So it likes to absorb the whole totality of the circumstance and the situation, right? So that's fire, water. Now when you look on the left, now you have the left brain, air, which is the yang of it. So it's going to logically communicate and relate to the external world and relate it to the right, and to the inner world in some type of way. It's going to take the outer world and relate it to the inner world. Same way the right brain, they take the inner world related to the outer world. Left brain take the outer world and relate it to the inner world and think and come up with ideas about these things, about the external world. And logic, that's how they even came up with logic. Air signs in general, they got that from real men and women in the world. And this is why Virgos is able to use that logic and practicality also. They got that influence from the real men and from the being we in receiving that influence. Now the yin of the left brain is earth. So it's thinking, but it's thinking within. So before it communicates and do too much, it likes to make sense out of these ideas. It likes to make sense out of what it's thinking about, out of the external world, out of what it sees. It takes that and go within and form and take shape and form in that within, or try to use the shape and form in that on the external realm, and think and practicalize these things and like to make sense and put them in common things and things of that nature and organize it. So now you kind of got an understanding of the elements from a totality. Now let's break it down from fire. Let's break down the fillers. Now they both fill just in two different ways. One fill in a yang way, one fill in a yin way. Now fire, it fills and sees, because we know to feel, you can't see that. You can't see your emotions and feelings, right? But you can see what's in the light in some type of way. So if you have your own inner light and you try to see your emotions and feelings, you're going to give it light. You're going to give it color. You're going to give it a person, place, or thing, or location, right? So that creates imagination. That creates visions. That creates seeing. So feeling and seeing. So when you get to see your feelings, it becomes visions. Now, no one else can see your visions but you. So that'll make a fire sign want to express it in the external realm. So you're seeing the manifestation of something taking something from a realm you can't see and bringing it into a realm you can see. See what I'm saying? And it goes off again if the fire don't keep flaming. See what I'm saying? So you can feel the fire, you can see it, and it's fast and it's shapeless and formless. So it's able to dance and is able to move with, you know what I'm saying? It's from the yin realm and it's trying to sustain and survive in the yang realm as best as possible. And so it has to attach to things in the yang realm in order to stay here. So it's burning things, but after a while, it dips from reality. You know what I'm saying? It disappears from reality, and it takes whatever it connected to with it. Motherfuckers disappear back out from this reality. So it's not in the yang realm in general, but it's the light of the yang realm. That's fire. You see what I'm saying? So fire kind of creates the yang realm, but it's not from the yang realm. It's like light and darkness are not opposites. Light come from darkness. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do a video on that. This is a different video. For something to be opposite to each other, they have to be opposites. You can't. Something can't come from something and it become opposites. That don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Now, when we talk about water. Now, water feels and soaks. So it feels and it goes into the emotions. So feeling, that's the world you can't see, right? That's the yin realm. And then it soaks there. So it's in the emotions. So this is a person who's in their feelings or they deal with the emotions. So a lot of times, the only thing you can see is moods or actions that's correlated or take shape and form based upon what you can't see. So when you're around a water sign and they're doing actions like, I don't understand this person. Why is this person acting in this way? Because you don't understand. You can't see what's actually going on. You can't see what's going on their face. A lot of times you can, but you can't see just actually what's going on their face or based upon how they act. If they're trying to hide something or something like a fire, you can't see why they're acting the way they act. You know what I'm saying? They got this. They only know it because same way with the fire see visions like the feelings with the fire. They feel and then they see. You see what I'm saying? So that creates when they try to give their feelings a look, they're seeing their imagination, so it becomes visions. So they want to express that. With water, when they go in and try to give their feelings a color, they don't see, they just go into that world. So instead of it becoming visions and intuition, it becomes psyche. So they go into that world and create the shapes and forms in that world as they see fit. And then they decide if they want to express that in the external realm or not. But a lot of times water signs don't. So this would make water signs deep. It's not that they're deeper than you or more mystic than you, which it can lead to that. But what it is just that it is what it is. They're deeper than you. They just simply go into their emotions and feelings. A lot of signs don't do that, especially air signs. Then a little bit earth signs. Then fire signs kind of do it kind of heavy, but they have to express it. Then water signs is there. So for an example, where fire feel a vision and want to express that world that they was in, water will want to soak and stay and live in that world they was in. So it'll play out differently with each water sign. With the Scorpio, they may want to just live in that world away from everybody else. So it'll play out here like they're brooding or keeping secrets or something's intriguing about them, or you see what I'm saying, something gothic about them, or you see what I'm saying, they just like to spend a lot of their experience in their own world with themselves. Pisces, they like to experience their own world and bring everybody else into it. And bring everybody or connect their own world with everybody else. So this would make Pisces highly relatable. Artists, musicians, people who know how to connect the imagination to everybody else's feelings and emotions in some type of way. You see what I'm saying? So this is what make Pisces artistic and things of that nature. You know, they all play in Cancers. They all play out the little water thing different when it comes with soaking in their own world. You know what I'm saying? Cancers, they go in their own world and then they don't want their world to be budged. So they want the ability to move on in other people's worlds without their own world, without their own bubble being budged. And the moment it get budged, that's when the Cancer become moody. Because it wants to change and initiate the vibration that should be around where it's going. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when Cancers try to control vibrations. This is why a lot of times this what makes them super angry, but a lot of times comedians, real funny, emotional, clingy, or very supportive, nurturing, and very caring. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like say this is like a water. They're how they handle their water. You know what I'm saying? And they got a certain specific vibe that they like. Right now, they want their cake and eat it too. They want to be able to go on other people's vibes and other things too. But if the vibe ain't matching, they want to try to initiate and create the vibe of how it should be. And when it's not matching, then that's when the Cancer could get moody or not want to be in those areas that they have to do that at all. And just stay away and stay at home from them areas that they have to control. Because they know when they're in the area that get out of control, that they really can't control the vibrations in, they know either they're going to be the ones going to get hectic or they going to feel a vibe that something else going to get hectic. And waters like that, Cancers understand about that. They feel the gut feeling. They know the waves because it's the cardinal. It's initiating and creating. It's the waves. So you get them cancers who just gonna stay the fuck out the way because they don't want to be in a place where they gonna have to kill somebody or end up getting killed. Or you got them cancers who force themselves in every circumstance and situation and demand the situation to absorb around their vibration. You know what I'm saying? So it's either or. But that can go in many different ways. You know what I'm saying? That's how they play out them soaking in their worlds, in their own emotions. You know what I'm saying? Now when we talk about the left brain, we talking about air. Air thinks, they're logical. You see what I'm saying? They like to rationalize. They all got their own separate way of doing it. Same way fire got their own separate ways of expressing. Earth, they all got their own ways of practicalizing and making sense out of things. You see what I'm saying? Same way. Once I did water, man, that made me want to do everything else because I don't want to leave nothing out. So, all right, we're talking about air. Air, the way they take logic, and the way they push out their logic, right, and think about these things by ideas is in different ways. So you go with the Gemini, they do it in a mutable way. You know what I'm saying? They like to see many different thoughts, many different ideas. Aquarius like to think how only they want to think about all these ideas that they're getting. You see what I'm saying? And Libras like to relate their ideas and communicate in some type of way and compromise them in some type of way. This is what makes Libras like to build ideas. This must make them very smart and know how to metaphorically put things together. You know what I'm saying? Because they relate their ideas and take considerations to other people's ideas. You know what I'm saying? Aquarius may not like to do that all the time. They may be a little bit more stubborn to relating to your ideas. But this throws them in a field that they're unique and original, but rebellious and opposing at times. You know what I'm saying? And Gemini could be back and forth. This what makes them the wild card. You know what I'm saying? They can be stubborn at times, or they can be highly relative at times, or they can see every perception at times. But at the end of the day, they gonna do what the fuck they want to do anyway. So it's like the wild card. You see what I'm saying? So it's all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the fire. They express themselves in different ways. You know what I'm saying? They assume a size and see their visions and come up with them in different ways. Aries they come up with new feelings and new way of seeing things. So they come up with feelings, and instead of like they hate feeling the way everybody else feel, almost like. And this is what makes them upset sometimes, that they even have to go through the same feelings that everybody else going through. Especially if it's the same thing that they're constantly aware of somebody else going through with it. Aries always try to initiate and create a new way of seeing how to handle that. You know what I'm saying? So when they see themselves going through similar situations, they feel defeated. They feel like it's failure. They feel like, damn, I seen them. How the fuck I'm experiencing the same shit they experiencing? You know what I'm saying? So it's like visions. Aries is Aries is not here, not in reality at all. It's like electricity. You know what I'm saying? So if you is an Aries, you know what I'm saying? The reason why you appear aggressive to other people is like the fire analogy I just made. It's like electricity catches something on fire, but Aries is the first stage of the fire. It's not the fire once it's flaming. It's the electric. It's not even fire. It's like a lightning. So it's constantly, when you are Aries here, you're constantly trying to gravitate towards things. You don't even know what none of this shit means. So you might be in an environment or a location where people, they put a gang of things, a gang of appreciation onto certain people, places, and things. So your way, you will grow up in that environment thinking like, oh, okay, this is what I'm supposed to appreciate. So your way of going at it is super aggressive or overachieving or too much, because you don't see it in a reality base. You just see it as you're not even in reality. You know what I'm saying? So when you see something that you living in reality, so when you seeing something that you're supposed to cling on to, it's like almost like fire attaching to something, and you would do it until you burn it out. You see what I'm saying? Until you burn through the reality of it and see what it really means. Then once you get it, and once you burn through it and see the actual reality of it, you burn through the reality of it, you be like, damn, what's next? Something else. You end up realizing what you had worked. This is why they say sometimes Aries, the fight is better than the challenge is better than the goal. You know what I'm saying? The challenge is because it's kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? Once you gravitate in something, you get the chance to burn a little bit, but you burn through it so fast, it's almost like You don't care about it no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're on to something new. Like, that's why it's like fires is new visions. So new visions, new feelings, new feelings, new sparks, new ways of seeing things is never the same. So this is why Aries may be seen as selfish at times, but seen as trailblazers and seen as unique, original, just like the Aquarius, but just not unique and original in thought, and analyzing, and in character, unique and original as in expression. You know what I'm saying? Fire signs express themselves. So Aries is this unique and original expression. So the way they express themselves may not even always make sense even to an Aquarius. But an Aquarius get it before Libra and a Gemini would. Aquarius and a get Aries a little bit faster than them. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, yeah, it's just rapid actions and ways of seeing things and being rapid conscious awareness. So you're always consciously aware of shit, because everything that's in this illusion and light, as what's in front of you taking shape and form, Aries always see through that shit because it's the electric. Aries is that shit before it's here. You know what I'm saying? So Aries always trying to be consciously aware of it, or try to come or tell you what something really is, or tell you your situation, or tell you what you ain't doing right, or tell you how you're supposed to see something, and things of that nature. Leos, they do this in a way of it's fixed fire, so it's burning the fire. So Leo is the vision, but the vision in one place, and saying, "Look at me, look at me, look at me. Come over here and get warmed up by me. Come cook your stuff on me." You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? It's like almost like, "Look at me, look at me." It's the fire that's burning now. You know what I'm saying? And it's there for everybody to see. So it's taking the shape and form of whatever people want to look at. You might got this person looking at the fireplace and they start imagining this. You got the person right next to them looking at the fireplace and they start imagining this. And the fire is just burning there, but what you don't know is it's catering to your own spirit soul. So it's almost like it's catering to your imagination. It's taking the shape and form of what you imagine. So this Leos know this intuitively without even knowing this. Like, they know how to take the shape and form of every circumstance, situation. They know how to take the shape and form of communicating, of feelings, emotions. They know how to take the shape and form of what you want them to be. And sometimes they can get prideful because they get too good at this. So sometimes when they make create an ego or create a certain expression for each person that they're around, but sometimes they can't withhold all this. So this will make them lazy, procrastinate. This will make them stubborn at times, because it may be a time that whatever they created as a character for someone else to cling with, this person just know them as that. And then when the Leo don't feel up to get up that, you know how Leos be in the jungle all lazy and licking their, it plays out in a regular Leo's life as procrastinating or something like that, or not wanting to play that part. And then the Leo be sitting back like, man, why does person want me to do this, or why does person want to do that? When the Leo fail to realize that you created that energy and that kind of relationship with that person. So when that person come and want to do that, don't sit around and want to talk for a half an hour and then want this person to praise, and then you want to be in your mind and feel like you got control of the circumstance because they need you for something, and then you want to wait around for certain praises to get, and then once you get praise, then that's when you want to jump into the mood and want to actually do it now and things. You know what I'm saying? All that fuckery and shit like that. See, it's a deep mental thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? That y'all need to watch out how y'all express yourselves. Y'all think people don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But you have to understand, Leo, you created that character. You created that expression. You know what I'm saying? You could have just you could have just been yourself. You could have just bared the witness of someone not liking you or not. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to not care about that shit. Sometimes you have to not care if somebody don't like your true self. You know what I'm saying? You create this big old character, this big old persona around you. So females, y'all know, y'all females, Leos know. Y'all create this whole thing around yourself, and now y'all got all the other girls looking at y'all like y'all this, that, and the third. And then when y'all hear somebody talking behind y'all back about, oh, this bitch thinks she all that, when y'all actually hear that, why the fuck you gonna get mad? That's the energy you put out. Why get mad when it start to get played in action? When you really start getting secret haters? When you really start getting secret admirers? Why get mad now? You know what I'm saying? You got to understand. You got to understand this, Leos. Leo females and my Leo males. You got to understand that too. You know what I'm saying? You can have all the passion and expression in the world. That don't mean everybody else around you supposed to give a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying? You got to know that. But when you do come up with something creative enough that you can express somebody, express to people, aka show your fire big enough that people can see, man, we with you. We burn under that fire. And in Sagittarius, it's the scattered out fire. It's a fire that spreads. So it's the warmth. It's like the wisdom, the knowledge. It's like tropical. It's like orangey. You know what I'm saying? Like an orange hemisphere, atmosphere. You know, them kind of days that look like, you know what I'm saying, it's just tropical. You know what I'm saying? Everything is one of those days. There's a lot of wisdom and knowledge, a lot of expansion. You know what I'm saying? A lot of spreadness of the fire. So the conscious awareness is spreading. So, you know, that's mutable fire. Having your own or being able to see other people's ways of seeing and feeling. You know what I'm saying? So you can see how other people feel, how other people see things. You have an intuition of that. It's like your vision allows you to envision other people's visions. So you have a lot of wisdom, a lot of experience in life in general, because you can understand many different lives and put them in a totality of things. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like you got your own feelings, your own way of seeing things with your own visions. But your visions and the way you feel and see actually become a passion to see how other people see things and how other people feel about things and bringing it to a broad conclusion. So and it's like that develops wisdom and knowledge in itself. You know what I'm saying? So that's how, so Sagittarius know how to take shape and form of how they think people think they should take shape and form. So Sagittarius deals a little bit with the mental also. You know what I'm saying? See, because it's half man, half animal. So when the air signs, pay attention to all air signs in your life. All musicians, all Donald Trump, everybody, all air signs and Virgos. They cling on to the information, not the stars, the star constellation. That ain't nothing but brain matter. That ain't nothing but flesh or body pieces of a being, right? So the star constellation, that body pieces of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius and Virgo. We got that from the being we in. We got that from the influences of the real men and women like beings that this being we in is around. So the influences that this being had with them, that's all the information we got. As you being a smaller shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable gas within this big shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable gas, which is the solar system being we in, for us to be in that, we're smaller versions of it. So we're human. So we're the biggest versions of the shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable gases within this being. We're not the biggest versions. The planets is once is the biggest, the organs and things is the biggest versions. But say we're a smaller version to that, right? But our conscious awareness is able to pick up and process as far as the men-like traits. So this is what we developed and things of that nature. So all air signs, like their logic, the way they communicate, the way they take over other people's minds, the way they can, like, if you are Capricorn and you were a Taurus and the Taurus end up getting around the air sign could make them think in ways that they never thought before. So that will cause the Taurus to cheat on the Capricorn. And even though that the relationship may not last with the air sign, it's still it's an experience that the earth sign never have experienced before. You know what I'm saying? Because air signs have the ability to take over the mind, and Virgo, and then slightly Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is half man, half animal. So it was on this graduation state. You see what I'm saying? It was almost like in a state of understanding what man trying to do, but clinging on to the animalistic nature, clinging on, like, so it's almost like a give and receive type of energy, like knowledge, almost like a being who like a centaur. It's almost like a being that has ascended, but it's on the evolutionary scale. It's in mid evolutionary scale, not quite man, but not quite left man. I mean, not quite left animal yet. So it's on a transition. So this have a lot of wisdom and knowledge on how to blend the feelings and the visions. You see what I'm saying? So that's like Sagittarius. Sagittarius kind of understand the meaning and reasoning why men and real women um, communicate in these ways and analyze in these ways. They understand the meaning and they understand the yin realm. The right brain aspect about it. Sagittarius is understand the right brain aspect about the left brain type of things that real men, real women do. At the same time, still being stuck in the right brain attribute of the force field of the location of space is going through, which we're all going through a location of space where we're within animal being. The being we in is a snake dragon like being, so we're within an animal being. So we're in an animalistic trait. So we're automatically more right brain. We're automatically more used to communicating without language and words of that nature. We got language and words and shit like that from real men, real women. So as the being we in, yeah, it's talking even more better than us and have more conscious of the world than us, but it's limited to the real men, women beings. You know what I'm saying? Same way how a snake or animals communicate in this realm with each other. It's part of the same way how we think we communicating with each other. You see what I'm saying? What you have to understand is this is different. That's another video. You know? And now, and then dealing with Earth. Earth, they handle theirs in three different ways. Earth may handle it in like a, you know what I'm saying, in okay, let's talk about Capricorn. Capricorn, they handle their left thinking practicality and a way of gearing towards their status. You know what I'm saying? What they're known for, how they seem. So they like to take what's outside of them, whether it's a person, place, or thing, and construct it in a shape and form to build some type of foundation, to build some status. So it'll play out a lot of times in Capricorn's life as y'all seem them bossy. Y'all looking at y'all friends and relatives as employees. Y'all even looking at y'all parents as employees. Y'all parents is not, y'all friends is not employees. Get that through your brain. They're not your employees or coworkers. You're not the boss or manager over there. Just because you know how to organize things a lot better, and you may see the lack and flaw of a person's organization skills or organizing skills or structure skills. So, see this is the advantage that earth signs got over air, water, and fire, because we're in a shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable, big old light source gas, which is earth. Y'all call it earth that we're in right now. But see, it's not called earth. This is just a force that's carrying a lot of the earth element energy. You see what I'm saying? So earth signs, you can kind of say, rule this planet, because earth signs have the earth element as their go-to thing. So they naturally have it. So when earth signs are just being themselves, they're actually going with regular protocol of the planet we're on. You know what I'm saying? Which is nurturing. You know what I'm saying? Growth, foundation, stability. That's the earth element, energy. You see what I'm saying? So when we talk about this is why earth signs care for physical and material things. Things that's solid, things that take shape and form. No matter what kind of shape or form it is, these ways, shape, and forms represent certain energies before they became that shape and form. This is why you may call it earth sign materialistic, but it's not necessarily the materialistic. It's just what they have represents a certain feeling or an emotion or an expression or a thought process or an idea for them. See, y'all fire, water, and air signs, y'all can do it in other ways. Earth signs have to do it in that way. You see what I'm saying? So when you want to say the separate of them, Capricorns, yeah, they will sit here, but they would like to initiate and create something new out of the shapes and forms that they're seeing in front of them. And that shape and form that they're seeing can come into a person, place, or thing. But they're going to build some type of organization around these people, places, or things in order to get things kick-started and going. They willing to work for it. They're willing to build that foundation and take step by step to build that organization. They're very entrepreneur-minded. You see what I'm saying? Tauruses is the building, is the blockage, is the rock. You see what I'm saying? So when we talk about Tauruses, the way they carry out their thinking and their practicality and going within, they don't budge. They're kind of stubborn when it comes to thoughts. You can't change their idea about something. You can't make them leave one situation if they don't see the situation, if they don't see the next situation actually being a practical move, a move that actually makes sense. And they have to take a slow course. They can't just jump there. It has to slowly but surely go there. So this is what we mean by slow. This is slow. People hear tourists as being slow and think it's a educational thing or lacking of something. No, this is the kind of slow that a lot of people need in their life. Because when people jump here and there, they fall here and there. You need to slowly pace yourself. This is very effective in business. This is where Capricorns can learn from Tauruses. Because Capricorns is initiating, creating. So they too busy jumping into one thing, falling. Jumping into another thing, falling. Where they can learn as to stay stuck on one thing, see if that actually works or not first. Then gradually go into the next thing when it's safe enough. You know what I'm saying? This is what people need to learn. You know what I'm saying? Even with relationships. Because Venus rules Taurus. Earth rules Taurus. The earth sign we're in. So just let you know, don't be going to jump and trying to cheat. Be loyal. Don't jump in all these kind of situations that the foundation is kind of shaky. Especially if you got a foundation that's already foundated. You know what I'm saying? So what you want to do is, if you is getting into another relationship, what you want to do is slowly but surely move out. Don't go just jump and then have to go to those situations where how you gonna get your shit? Your shit might get burnt by your mate or things of that nature. You want to slowly but surely find your way out of the situation. Stop doing this. Start doing this. Stop doing this. Start doing this. And slowly but surely it is where it's at. You see what I'm saying? So, and then Virgos is how they carry out their thinking and their practicality is kind of more fast paced, more mutable. You see what I'm saying? So they like to think. They like to think, but see how other people think and how other people come to practical conclusions. Then that's when they go in and start to dictate and characterize and criticize their own practicality and how they feel like they make sense to themselves. And if they can relate that to how what they seen someone else do, and if they can see does it make sense, and is there something that they can do or don't do, then a lot of times this what makes them comfortable with actually working on doing that. This is why you see Virgos a lot of times. You may see Virgos copying a lot of people sometimes, but on the flip side, this is why you may see Virgos got it together in their life and stabilized because they have seen they have actually looked at the details and criticized many different examples that's in front of them to see what worked and what didn't work, even if they had to play them roles at times. But they actually came to a conclusion and came to a broad perspective of what worked and don't work, and actually can help others on that path of showing them what can work and what don't work in their lives. This is why Virgos are seen as assets than liabilities. You know what I'm saying? This is why Virgos are seen as helpful. This is why they want to help. But a lot of times they can be seen as moody, and they can be seen as someone who worry, or someone who worry about the wrong things, or someone who's nerve wracking at times, or too analytical, too practical, and like to make too much sense out of something that doesn't even necessarily need to be made sense out of. But this what makes them helpful. This what makes them look at the details. This what makes them careful, and this what makes them plan and schedule. Same way with Tauruses. This will make Tauruses look stable because of their fixated nature, and they are to build it. So, they got their way of thinking and their own way of practicalizing. And a lot of times you can prove a Taurus wrong, and they still think they still won't show an action or show a mood or anything like you was right, because they have to perfect. Because what they end up realizing that no one else realizes is no one really right or wrong. So if they could perfect their idea on whatever they was wrong about, then they're not genuinely wrong. You know what I'm saying? They just end up having their own way of making sense out of things, this what makes excellent in business. This what makes people come up with new businesses and new shits, and know how to create a foundation where people can stabilize and be fixated on this one way of doing something, until another idea becomes better. Because this will make Tauruses understand that every new idea ain't a good idea. You know what I'm saying? We may fuck around and do a new idea and lose everything. See what I'm saying? So it's a gift and a curse to everything. But dang, like a whole video, I didn't got into something else, and this is what I actually wanted to get into. This is how you know. This is how you know what element you are around. So if you are a fire sign, right, you're going to be dealing with expression. So if you're around an air sign or in a location that deals with a lot of air, or dealing with a thing that deals with air, it's gonna make you want to express your thoughts, express your ways of thinking, or repress your thoughts and repress your ways of thinking. So when you're around an air sign, these are going to be people that you feel like to feel the need to express your way of thinking and express your ideas or repress it in some type of way and to take action. You know what I'm saying? And in a location the same way. For an example, a school. A school is a location, right? A library is a location, right? But these locations consist of a lot more air than fire, earth, or water. You know what I'm saying? And how you know that is because if you're a fire sign, when you go into a library or a school, what does it make you express doing? It make you express your way of thinking. Because what? Books, reading, library, thinking, ideas, communicating, learning, that all deals with school. That's all dealing with the air element. And when a fire is in that energetic force, that's when it's gonna make your see. I'm just giving you examples how you can know when you see a school and library. That's a prime example right there. Anytime you go near school or go near library, as your fire energy, it make you that's the first thought that comes to your head. Make you express some form of thinking. So when you're around so next time when you're around somebody that you don't really know like that, right? If you're a fire sign, they make you express. It make you feel like you need to express your thoughts about something, or express your ideas, or make you want to repress your thoughts and ideas. You're around an air sign. You see what I'm saying? Now, fire. When you're around a water sign, they're gonna make you want to express your emotions and feelings in some type of way. If you're in a place when you just like, man, I feel a vibe, or I feel something here. You're in a place that's dealing with a lot of vibrational waters. If you're dealing with a gadget, a thing, you know what I'm saying? You're like, man, this made me feel a certain way. I want to keep this around. That thing was made with a lot of water energy. Maybe it was made by a lot of water signs, or made with a lot of emotions and feelings that was put behind it when it was getting manufactured, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Um, things of that nature. So when you're fire signs, when you're around a earth sign, these gonna be the people that make you want to express a shape or form or a way, make you express a way, shape, or form about something. You know what I'm saying? Make you express your way of thinking, your way of practicalizing, your way of making sense out of something. So be careful when you're around earth signs, because when they make you express something in reality or making sense, is not going to make sense to an earth sign. So know that, fire sign. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, earth sign's the ruler of this plantation we in. So your reality, the way you express reality, or the way you express practicality, or the way you express yourself of trying to make sense out of something, is not going to make sense to an earth sign. You're just going to be seen as obnoxious, or seen as aggressive, or seen as a person who's reckless. And you're gonna really feel like you trying to make sense, but your way of trying to that's is all in the, you know what I'm saying? It's bad, but it's good too. You know what I'm saying? So, and when you're around another fire sign, they they're gonna make you you're gonna resonate with their way of expressing themselves, or you want to clash with their way of expressing themselves, or you're gonna want to express your way of expressing yourself, or you're gonna relate to their way of expression, or it could become an expression battle, a battle for attention. So keep that in mind. Now we talk about the air. Air, how you know you're around a water sign is when they make you think about feelings and emotions. And when you're around a water sign as an air sign, they either make you think of ideas of how to communicate and make and deal with this person's emotions and feelings. So you'll be giving them ideas of how to deal with their circumstances, or they'll make you think and they'll make you think about your feelings and emotions, and make you start to think that you need to communicate how you feel about something in certain type of ways. And once you do that, that's vulnerability territory for an air sign. Anytime you're around somebody that make you think that you have to express some type of emotions or feelings in a certain type of way, you That's sticky territory right there. You know what I'm saying? Because you could think about your feelings all day. You could actually just tell somebody how you feel, basically, and not even have care about how they feel, or not think that's something you're supposed to care about, or not even think that's something you're supposed to feel yourself when you communicating your feelings. So that's a different story. But when it comes to a situation where you're in a vibration, when your little air stuff moving around through space, when you get in a vibration around water, then you're going to be in a situation where a person make you think. You're supposed to think about your feelings and emotions, or think about their feelings and emotions a lot of times. So this is where y'all can clash at times and things of that nature. But this is how you know when you're around a water person, or when you in a vibration. You start to, or when you're in a location where you're thinking about something make you think about your feelings, or make you think about a memory. Something that make you think about memories or think about the past. You're in a location that's dealing with a lot of water energy for my air signs out there. You know what I'm saying? Now, air signs, when you know you're around a fire person or a fire location, right? These people make you this when you're around and you don't know these people or whatever, you don't know what kind of area you in. If you catching an energy that's making you think about expressions, make you think of ways of how you should express yourself in this situation, or how you should deal with this person, or make you think about expressions in general, or make you have to think about somebody's actions and the way they act, yeah, you're around a fire person. If you in an area, if you're in a location that make you think about taking action, or make you think that you want to do that too, or make you think something like that, you're in an area of location that's dealing with a lot of fire air signs. So just let you know that. But this is how you know when you're around a fire person. You know what I'm saying? Someone who make you think that you need to express, and then they make you think you need to express yourself in a way. You know what I'm saying? To the point that's getting a sticky territory. But that's kind of like a sextile or opposition in certain ways. So a lot of times it feels good. It's like fuel to you that you never felt before, because it's like an experience. You get to actually express your thoughts. You never thought that. Sometimes you think that everybody won't even get it, because as an air sign, you'll have them times where you will start thinking about your feelings, but then your feelings is being thought about first. They're not being experienced. So you'll find yourself expressing your feelings, but then telling people like, but you might not get it. You might not understand. You find yourself talking to yourself saying that. Like, yeah, I do feel like that, but nah, it's not like that, or something. You find yourself doing that a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? It's an air sign. So, air signs, when you know you're around fire, a fire person, you know what I'm saying? These are people that make you think about the ideas that you've been having. You know what I'm saying? They'll make you think to come up with ideas. They'll make you think about expression. They'll make you think about this person expressing themselves. They'll make you think to express yourself in some type of way. They'll make you think to come up with an expression. They'll make you think about visions. They'll make you think about imaginations. They'll make you think about the future. You see what I'm saying? Because the water is the past, the fire is the future, the earth is the present, air is all in between simultaneously. So, because you're not really caring about it either. You know what I'm saying? You're just here and now. So, when you're around fire, fire is going to make you think about imagination and the future. When you're around water, water going to make you think about the past and memories and connection and connecting with things and things of that nature. When you're around earth, earth going to make you think about now. What you doing now? All them ideas sound good, but is you putting them into action? You see what I'm saying? So keep that in mind as an air sign. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, when you're around a fire, it's going to make you think about self-expressions and things of that nature. Now, when you're around an earth sign, they're going to make you think about making sense. So a lot of times, air signs, you're going to be thinking and communicating and things of that nature, and a whole bunch of ideas. If you find yourself getting cut off, or getting told that doesn't make sense, or getting told, or it seems like someone trying to parent you or something, parent your ideas, you're around an earth sign. They're trying to shape and form your ideas for you. So you're going to feel like you're either being talked down upon, or you're going to get the sense of not being listened to correctly, or get the sense of, because it's like earth, if it's not no shape or form or something they can consciously see, it's not going to make sense to an earth sign. And earth signs rule this. You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like this is how you know you're around an earth sign, when you get this sense of, hold on, okay, I got to make sense before I go off talking about what I'm talking, or before I go talking too much, or okay, or you get the sense of, okay, I got to do my idea. Anytime you get an energy of something making you feel like you have to actually do what you're talking about or things of that nature, yeah, you're around an earth sign or you're in an earth location. You know what I'm saying? Earth signs constantly want you to make sense out of your idea, aka take shape and form out of your idea. Like if your idea is just an idea, it's not taking shape and form. We can't see it. So to a earth sign, it's just like, okay, that sounds good, but I still don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's going to be perceived. So you have to understand that. Now, now this is how you know you're around an earth sign when they constantly trying to take shape and form out of your ideas. So you're saying stuff. You say you having a conversation at work and you're telling a story, and the person you're telling a story to, every couple lines that you say, they say something like, well, did you have gas? Or okay, well, what did that person do? You see what I'm saying? A water sign would be like, well, how did that person feel? A fire sign probably wouldn't care, or a fire sign would be like, well, what did you do? You know what I'm saying? Another air sign, y'all probably be just having a long ass conversation. The earth sign, I'll be trying to understand the practicality out of your shit, out of everything you saying. You know what I'm saying? They'd be saying, okay, well, what was the reason that you did that? Well, why did y'all do that in the first place? Well, I would have did this. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of feedback you'll be getting from an earth sign. You know what I'm saying? Because they sit there and they good listeners, but they just thinking like you thinking, but instead of communicating it with like the air, they practicalize it. They go inside. So they just listen to everything you're saying, and they're catching the loopholes, and they catching what makes sense and what don't make sense. So they're constantly trying to gain structure. So if it come out like they're trying to analyze you at times, they may be. You know what I'm saying? You have to keep that in mind. But yeah, air, and that's how you know you're around an earth sign. Now, air, how you know you're around another air sign is a lot of times you may try to repress your way of thinking and communicating, or you may relate to this person way of thinking and communicating. You may relate to their conversation style. So it's almost like, oh, okay, I fucked with this person. You get a sense, I get sense. So that's how you know you're around another air person. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all to talk, even y'all can agree to disagree way faster than anybody else. You see what I'm saying? You could know you like this person or not like this person way faster than any other sign. The other signs you have to go through the filters. As an air sign, you have to go through the earth filter. You have to go through the fire filter. You have to go through the water filter. As another air sign, you don't. You off the bat gonna know you like them or you don't like them. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all share in common. Now, you see, I did the fire. Um, okay, now do water and earth. Now, water. How you know you're around a fire sign is because they're gonna make you feel like you need to express yourself. You ever get a sense of you're around somebody and then you feel like you need to express yourself? You feel like you just can't emotionally vibe with someone. You feel like you have to express it, right? You're around a fire sign, or you in a location dealing with a lot of fire. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. Anytime they make you feel like you need to express your emotions. You know, a lot of times water signs like to soak in their emotions and mask it. And how they mask it is in taking the shape and form of whoever they're around. So they may be around fire, they may be around air, they may be around earth, or the people, places, and things that they're around. They take the shape and form of that at the same time concealing their own emotions and feelings about something. Until those people, places, and things that they're around start piercing in that water, start trying to swim in that water, and then that's when the water will put up a guard of this and the third. But for the most part, the water sign likes to take shape and form, and that shape and form and connect. But that be the mask of their own emotions. But a lot of times when they're around fire, the fire what makes them feel like that they have to express their emotions and feelings in a rapid way, like in the here and now. You can't sit and think about it. No, you gotta express it now. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you know you're around a fire sign. When you ain't got no time to soak in your emotions, you ain't got no time to think. So you just have to express rapidly like them. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You either have to put the fire out or get evaporated. So that's how you know you're around a fire sign, when you have to express your emotions or express your feelings. So it's only good, a water sign is only good being around fire signs when you're doing something passionate. when that's your friend, when you're having sex, or when you're doing music, you know what I'm saying, when you're going on adventures, you know what I'm saying, when you're doing things of that nature. That's the only time it's really good to be around a fire sign. But when you want to be around someone who want to emotionalize and soak in their emotions, it's not going to be good around a fire sign. You know what I'm saying? It's only good around a fire sign when there's a need to express your emotions in some type of way. So if you're in a relationship, right? It's important for y'all to be doing the same type of things. Y'all passionately into the things, because y'all gonna create all kind of steam. But if you're into one thing as a water sign, and that fire sign is into a whole nother thing, then y'all ain't gonna be doing nothing but you ain't gonna be doing nothing but splashing, putting this person fire out some days, and this person ain't gonna be doing nothing but evaporating the passive, whatever the word you want to call it, when you just fully just disappear. You're gonna just decapitate your ass. Also, decapitate, whatever the fuck you want to call it, where you get evaporated out of this motherfucking realm of reality and go to where fire is at in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So y'all don't want it to do that. Y'all want to make sure y'all share something in common. Now, water signs, when you're around earth signs, you're gonna know you're around an earth sign or earth location when they're constantly trying to take shape and form over your emotions and feelings, right? So how you try to express your emotions and feelings in some type of way, right? And it seems like it's getting bounced off, or it seems like it's not making sense, or it seems like a person is looking at you like a child or a chaotic child or something. You're around an earth sign. The earth signs don't deal with emotions and feelings in that kind of manner. So when you get emotional and feely and things of that nature, this is when they try to sun you or daughter you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Try to push you to the side or dust you off like you don't make sense. So this is how you know you're around an earth sign and things of that nature. Or a lot of times it'll play out as the earth sign trying to support your emotions and feelings. They're trying to support it in reality in some type of way. So you may feel, but that's only if it's dealing with creativity. You may got this certain feeling about something. If you're around an earth sign, they will try to help you take shape and form around it. You know what I'm saying? So that's like helping with material and earthly things and things of that nature. Now, how you know you're around another water sign is you can either relate to a person's emotions and feelings, or you repress your own emotions and feelings around this person, or it becomes a vibrational clash or a vibrational challenge or things of that nature, where you guys are challenging each other's emotions and feelings on things. You know what I'm saying? So you guys try to become the number one vibration in the room and things of that nature. It can play out like that. Now, how you know you're around an air sign is when you bouncing off your emotions and feelings and things of that nature, but you're not getting that back. You're getting thoughts and ideas, and then these thoughts and ideas is being constructed in ways that you thinking that it's someone trying to shape your emotions and feelings. So you might thought these emotions and feelings, right, and then you got someone trying to give you ideas on how you supposed to feel, or give you ideas on how you supposed to go about your circumstances and situations. Yeah, you probably around an air sign. You know what I'm saying? Because the air sign, they always first off the bat think that that's what they're supposed to do. So when a water sign is coming to people a lot of times for concernment or wanting to soak in the same vibration. You know what I'm saying? But an air sign to take this as, oh, this person must be coming to me for some form of advice. Now, a water sign a lot of times coming to you because they want you to be with them. You know what I'm saying? Be with me and agree with me, or be with me in what we ever about to go do. But an air sign to sit there and logically try to think. So that's how you know you're around an air sign. Because they off the back think that, oh, this person wants some advice, or this person needs to, or this person want to know what they need to do. And then that's how the water and the air sign clash. So the water would be like, man, what the fuck is you talking about? And then the air sign would be looking at the water like, ain't you coming to me to talk for some advice? So you know what I'm saying? Y'all clash because talking and vibrations is two different things. Two different things. So you have to understand that. So that's how you know you're around an air sign for water. You know what I'm saying? You'll be expressing your emotions and feelings, or expressing some type of memory about something, or how you felt about something, or the world you was in and things of that nature. And then you'll be in a situation where you're around an air sign be like, dang, why you thinking about that? Or adding ideas and trying to like blow what you got going in different directions. Well, all right. Well, think about this. Well, how you feel about this? Well, and then you're trying to soak in one feeling and emotion, but they trying to throw too many ideas, aka blowing too much air into your waters and trying to force it go into different directions that you don't need it to go. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be careful about that. you know. And then last but not least, Earth. How you Earth signs. Now, how you know you're around a fire sign is when they always trying to reshape. You get the sense of your circumstances and your situation trying to be reshaped and reformed due to an imagination, due to something that may not even make sense. Like, you ever been around somebody who okay, you already got your way of going about things. You already organized. You already got that system. And you ever had that person around you like, man, you should do this. You should creatively do this. You don't ever think about this. This is a we should do this. You should tap into your imagination. Why are you so practical? Why are you so reality based? Everything in about logic. When you got people talking like that around you, you around a fire sign. You was around a fire sign, and then they trying to make you reshape your circumstance and situation because that's your foundation. That's the earth. That's what you're on. That's what your feet is on. The earth, reality, what makes sense. So when you're around a fire sign is always going to try to make you down. It's good for them because they get you out of your nature. They get you out. They get you expressive. You know what I'm saying? So anytime you feel like you need to express your shape and form, or anytime you feel like you need to make your shape and form be shapeless and formless, you're around a fire sign. You know what I'm saying? So that's like, say you have to be more fluid, be more immutable, be more musical, be more you know what I'm saying? Be more action orientated, be more consciously aware, see things that's past reality, and see the behind the scenes thing. Even though you see these things, but you always like to practically bring it into reality. But anytime you're around in a location or you're around certain people that make you feel like, okay, I can't be that structured right now. I got to be a little bit more loose, or I may need a drink or something like that. 9 times out of 10, you're around a fire sign. You know what I'm saying? And they make you want to express how you take shape and form, express your practicality, express how you do things in this world, express how you gain foundation in your life, express what you do from A to point B, and express why you stubborn. So, you know, a lot of times you around a fire sign, they're trying to change your idea about things. So these are actually fire signs are able to change your ideas better than the other three elements, than air, water, or fucking yeah, then air and water and your fellow earth signs. Fire signs know how to change your ideas. You know what I'm saying? Because fire burns through reality. So even though the earth might melt a little bit like a volcano, you know what I'm saying? That's your practicality changing a little bit. Your sense of things changing. You start to sense like, okay, it is a little bit more than life than this. You know what I'm saying? Fire signs will give you that. So that's how you know you're around a fire sign or in a fire location. Now, water. How you know you're around a water sign right now, right? Is when a lot of times where you feel like the way you take shape and form, the way you practically move is something to being attached to that, or someone is trying to tell you that is more meaning behind this thing. You know what I'm saying? Not like more life to fire, but more meaning, or you feel like it's something to being attached to your way of gaining structure in some way, shape, or form. That's how you know you're in a water location or you around a water sign. It's like something trying to fulfill your shape and form, something trying to get you. So AKA, you ever been around someone who's trying to like figure you out? Like you're just quiet, you're just reserved. And you got someone who's trying to overtalk you, trying to get you up out of yourself, trying to make you loosen up and things of that nature. And you like, dang, I'm just trying to be cool, whatever like that. You're around a water sign. You know what I'm saying? This water is trying to understand your shape and form, or it's trying to take your shape and form in some type of way. So you can even be around another person. Like, for an example, if you are earth sign and you're around and you're a female, you're around another female water sign, right? You so reserved, right? This water sign gonna look at you like she gonna look at you like you stuck up. She gonna kind of tip you a little bit to see how far you go, see how far you budge a little bit, see, because you can't see a vibration from an earth sign. You can only see their vibration based upon the shapes and forms of the things that they have or how they carry themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you can see their vibration and with the things that they're into. But for the most part, when you the water sign, when a water person can't sense that, they gonna tempt that out of you. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna play your game, take your shape and form. They're gonna act the way you act with you. Yo, they're gonna relate that way with you. And based upon your interaction with that water sign, that's gonna let them know if y'all gonna be friends or if y'all gonna be enemies, or if y'all gonna be someone who just walk past each other, and that's gonna be the last interactions that you have with each other. So that's how you know you're around a water sign. So be aware of that also. Now, how you know you're around an air sign is someone always trying to de-shape and trying to reform your shape and form. So every time you got this fixated way, or you got this concept, you got this idea, you got this practical, you already made sense out of something. You got someone trying to not make sense. Or you ever been around somebody who try to give you a lot of ideas about something that you're already doing? And then you think to yourself, okay, if I was to do that idea, which I'm already doing, that's adding too much on my plate, and it's not put. You're around an air sign. You know what I'm saying? It's coming from an earth perspective. You're around an air sign. That's how you're gonna feel. So that's how you let you know when you're in an air location or you're dealing with an air person. Anytime you got someone trying to detail or criticize or analyze your shape and form, aka your situation, your circumstance, your relationship, the way you make money. Anytime you got someone trying to throw too many ideas, that's someone blowing too much air. When, you know what I'm saying, then the ideas may not even work for them. You know what I'm saying? They can't even put it into action. But they can come up with all the ideas about something that you're already doing. It's something that's already working. So that's the thing. Now the ideas that now air signs is very smart because they can come up with ideas based upon the ideas that they came is consumed based upon your structure already. Look at air. Air consumes the structure in Earth already of all the structures that's here already. So yeah, they can come up with good ideas based upon what you're already doing on how to make it better. You see what I'm saying? But you know you can't take all those ideas because they don't even act on a lot of their ideas a lot of times. So this is how the little dilemma you have to understand. But this is how you know you're around an air person. Because so you like, dang, they got a lot of good ideas, but you have to have discernment not to take each and every one of those. Because you will do something and then it may not work, and then you'll go blaming this person, and then they'll be like, well, I ain't tell you to actually go do it. I was just giving you ideas. And play like that. And I know as much as you want to take practical action, you can't do on everything. You know what I'm saying? And how you know you're around another earth sign, right? Is a lot of times you're going to relate and resonate with the way someone else carry themselves. You know what I'm saying? You're going to already understand it. Or you're going to repress the way you think and act around these people. You're going to repress your way of doing it. So you have to keep that in mind also. And that's I just went into a whole. I don't even know what to call this video. I'm gonna call it the elements. Flight boss, bitch, goddamn air.